Okay, we are recording. All right, well, welcome everyone to this month's webinar. I'm Jillian, the Creative Director at Paper Street, and I have everybody on mute right now. So please hold all of your questions until the end. I'll unmute everyone, and then you can ask me some questions. So we'll breeze through so we have some time at the end to answer any questions. So thanks again for joining us. I really wanted to develop this webinar because there might be some clients of ours that have websites that we have done for them, you know, back in 2004 or maybe even earlier that might be a little outdated at this time. And we just want to really make sure that we show this new solution that we have, this new offering to really get a fast web design at a low cost. You know, we still do our custom work, however, this is a lower cost solution that's faster and easier, and that's why it will maximize your time and your money. So let me walk through. So we all know that updating an out-of-date website takes time and effort, of which most of clients don't really have enough time to be dedicating you know, all of their time to a new website. And that's maybe why you've been putting it off. But our new Law Firm Essentials platform is simple and effective. So we want to show you how you can leverage one of these designs for a new website. Our new site is lawfirmessentials.com. You can go there and get any information at any time. There's lots of great information on there. It's a really simple site and easy to navigate, as well as it showcases our design gallery, which we'll go over later. All right, so in this webinar, you're going to learn how to identify the elements that make your website outdated and look at some of those elements might be affecting your performance in Google rankings, which is very important to a lot of people now as things are getting more and more competitive in search rankings and also just in your industry. We want to walk you through the designs, again, at lawfirmessentials.com. There's a design gallery there. These are our new cutting-edge designs that are still designed by our award-winning design team. They're just set up a certain way, again, to maximize the time and the money. And then finally, we are going to try to help you identify a design that will work best for your firm based on, you know, what things you need to feature, just sort of what matches your firm personality, and then show you how to sign up. All right, so if you're like me, even though I am a designer and I work with technology every day, keeping up with it is just a daunting task and very exhausting at times. I know, you know, you feel like you buy a new phone or a new car and the next one comes out the next day with better technology, better features, and all of that. So it's just a little exhausting to keep up with it all, but we are here to help, and this is a solution. This is a lower cost solution. We will go over pricing, or you can call in and get pricing and speak to our Essentials expert. He can go over all the pricing with you, but it is a lower cost solution than our custom designs and that you'll find in most companies won't offer such a low cost solution at a high quality design point. And they're easy and fast to set up. Of course, we do all the work and we guide you along the way. We have, again, like I said, cutting-edge responsive designs from our award-winning design team. And responsive, I'll go over that in a little bit later, but it is the latest and greatest. It's what everybody should be doing for their website. And then finally, these essentials designs and websites include hosting, content, blog, basic SEO, analytics, support and maintenance, and even a free logo. And there's lots more features that, again, are on the website, or Andrew, our expert, can go over with you when you call in. All right, so how do you know if your website is outdated? You might know or you might not know. Some key elements that indicate that your website might be outdated is, do you have an 800 pixel width or less? Most sites you can look at, and if they look very tiny on these new large monitors that have lower resolutions, if it looks tiny, it's probably made back in 2004 or before that. I'll show you an example later on. Do you only have this one layout, or does your website have a mobile version? Does it auto resize when you look at it on iPads or tablets? If you don't have a responsive website, it's just not as user-friendly as it can be, especially since most people view and do a lot of research when they're on the go on mobile devices. Okay, are your photos outdated on the website? We've seen so many photos of technology that are just old cell phones, people talking on old cell phones, people typing on older looking computers. Are the colors muted? You know, it's just, you can kind of get a sense by looking at the photo if they just look outdated themselves, which can single-handedly make the website look outdated. Generic page layouts, you know, nothing that is designed really or user-friendly, just a list of information, barely any content, makes the page look bland or bare. We can see examples later on of that too. Also, are you telling your story? Are there differentiating messages, or are you just listing your service and letting people guess why you're different? You know, again, your industry is so competitive, and what really makes you stand out, and is that really crystal clear on your homepage of your website? And then lastly, do not have a blog. If you don't have a blog by now, you're not growing your site, you're not adding fresh content on a regular basis, and you're also not showing that you're an authority on a subject. So when you blog about a certain practice area every day or every week, you are showing not only Google, but your clients that you're an authority on this subject and you have lots to say about it. Okay, here's an example of an 800 pixel width or less website. We redid this client, therefore that's why I'm showing it, but really outdated for so many reasons. The photos at the bottom are just outdated and small. The navigation doesn't really stand out very clear. But most of all, it's the small width, so you're not maximizing your real estate with more information that you could have available to users above the fold or more on the monitor before you scroll. All right, so this is what I was talking about before with responsive. And here's a visual to show that whether you're looking at your site on a desktop or an iPad or tablet or a mobile phone, it will auto-resize and literally reshift and reorganize information so that the user is not looking at just a smaller version of your website with small fonts and you know, a navigation that's actually harder to use. So this is what we mean by responsive. Our essential designs are responsive. There's a handful that are not yet, but every new design that we do is responsive, and there are definitely a significant number up there right now that are responsive. And again, we can help you choose the right design. If you want to go see how this is responsive, you can go to smithpackard.com, look at it on a mobile phone or a tablet, and see how it auto-resizes and shifts depending on the mobile device. Here are some examples of outdated photos. Even with a bio, some of the bio photos can look more like yearbook headshots than professional attorney photos. So sometimes those backgrounds that are just, you know, the generic backgrounds with different colors, sometimes that can look really bad when attorneys all have different ones. And again, it can look more like a yearbook than a professional shot. Most of the time, people come to sites to look at bios, and you want to come off as in the most professional way that you can, and also in the most modern way. People take note of what you've chosen and how you've chosen to display your information and the visuals. here are examples of more updated and modern style bio photos. So the top examples there with the 4 people, that's a nice way to show that you can have different backgrounds. So when people are in different offices, it still can have a cohesive look as long as it's done professionally and ultimately, preferably by the same photographer, or at least with the same quality standards and lighting. The sample below that with the 2 gentlemen, they're different backgrounds too, but they have a lot of the same color styles, and they just have that really nice, crisp, and professional color and style to them as well. So if you're saving time on your new web design by using an essentials design, perhaps you can allocate some of those funds to getting professional photos done if you feel your photos are out of date. These are some other examples of, I showed some older technology photos, but these are more modern looking technology photos, or just modern looking photos in general. So much more interest and insight and value in terms of pairing them with key messages, or writing slogans that explain your differentiating factors and pairing them with more striking visuals. Here's an example of a generic attorney list page. You can't get any more boring than this. It's just what we used to do, and to be quite frankly, there's nothing wrong with it at the time, but see how much we've improved usability by creating creating attorney page layouts more like this. You can see all the people in the firm up front. Again, this is where it's really crucial to have more professional photos when they're all up front at once and all together on the page. But this is really just quick and easy access to these bios from the attorney landing page. Their V card, their email, view the bio, click on their name, see their title. Again, just get a sense of the firm as a whole because they're all on one page. And this, you can get either one of these layouts with our Essentials program. So here's a side-by-side comparison of that client that I brought up earlier, their old website and what their new Essentials website ended up looking like. Just such a vast improvement in terms of a clean, crisp, modern design with a striking photo. They have their slogan there that is much more easy to find and makes a statement versus their previous design. Here's another example, and I think any website would have been an improvement from this one. As you can see over there on the left, it barely even looks like a website. But this one, it's just, again, such a more striking photo that matches their logo. We actually did a custom logo for them. Again, this is a custom logo, but we do offer free logos, and I'll show you those in a moment. But this just shows you that we took the time and care to select photos that match their new brand and their new image. Here's another side-by-side comparison of an old site and the new site that they got with our Essentials program. We also did this custom logo as well, but you can see that these designs are so much more organized, cleaner, and have that wider layout along with the responsive working. So we have a new Essentials level called Essentials Plus. And basically what that gets you is one of our Essentials designs, and then we get to spend 20 hours customizing it just to make it that much more effective for your firm. So this is an example of a custom site that we did, but there's no reason why we can't take that additional design time and have our creative team come up with images and messages that are specific to your firm and that really highlight those differentiating factors and, again, tell your story. So imagine picking one of our Essentials designs, tweaking the colors a little bit, and then really spending the majority of that additional time coming up with the perfect photos and writing messages, compelling messages that communicate your differentiating factors. This is another example of two sites where we spent the time and the effort in the photos and writing the messages. So this JimersonCobb.com was a custom client, but again, there's no reason why we can't do what we did in the image area and put it on an essentials design that's ready to go. So colorful legal advice in black and white terms, I mean, that just speaks volumes for what the photo says and what the firm says. The other one, Lubell Rosen, they are a law firm for physicians. So we did all these plays on words for against legal and against the physician industry. So time for a legal checkup, and they have 4 or 5 slides that we spend a lot of time to pick out, hand select images, and write some messages in order to tell their story. With the essentials designs, you're going to get a blog, as I was mentioning before. This is so important to blog on a regular basis. Not only every time when you blog do you add a page to your site, but again, you're becoming the authority on whatever practice area that you might want to be known for or even rank high for in Google. So the blogs come with the essentials designs, and they're really easy to use. We'll show you how to use them. We will give you some tips and advice on how to write articles. All right, so SEO performance is important whether you have a custom site or one of our essential sites. So what we want to try to do is educate you on what could be affecting your SEO performance on your outdated site. So if your homepage, if you remember that example where there wasn't even any content on that really outdated homepage, SEO or Google is requiring you to have at least 500 to 700 words on your homepage. It's best to list your practice areas on your homepage as well. You also need to have that much content on your practice area pages, and having a blog is another way to refresh your content, and again, just get more content on there that is repeating the keywords over and over that are the keywords that you want to be ranked high for in Google. So imagine that you want to be known for personal injury in Florida, but you only have it on one page of your site. If you wrote blogs and articles on Florida personal injury, and you had more and more pages on your site, then Google's going to see you as more of an authority. If you don't have content for any keyword phrases that you want to go after, Google does not see you as being relevant for those phrases. All right, so how to choose a design. What is important to you? Is it that advertising approach like we saw with that Jimerson Cobb site with the rowboat? If you sign up for the Essentials Plus program, this is where we can spend that time. We'll help you choose a ready-to-go Essentials design, and then we'll spend the time on finding creative and conceptual imagery and write key messages that pair with those images. So we want to tell your story, and we want to highlight the true differentiating factors that really set you apart. So not just integrity or commitment. Those are words that we see time and time again, but really get to the root of what makes you different and then tell that story creatively in your image area on your homepage. Leads and inquiries might be important to you. Call outs and features, so almost like portal boxes or buttons on your homepage that need to call out certain things and help navigate the user a little bit more easily. You might want to feature news, as this might be something that you have no problem with writing every day or every week. There might be news that you want to feature on cases or even the firm. If you just want to feature recent posts too, we have designs that have that on the homepage. And then also, again, maximizing your real estate, just getting as much as you can on the homepage without it looking cluttered. And then maybe it's about the people of your firm, and you really need to feature those people on the homepage, and that's your differentiating factor. Okay, so this is an example of one of our essentials design that I feel could handle the advertising approach that I just spoke about. So this is design number 15. If you go to lawfirmessentials.com in the design gallery, you can see all the designs. So these are numbered and they also have a name. This is design number 15. So I just picture this being a great design if you really want to upgrade to the Essentials Plus level and have the creative team find these striking images and write these messages that tell your story. This design is great, how I mentioned before, for calling out things and featuring items. So if you see below there, it says our attorneys, our practice areas, and latest firm news. We can update those 3 things to be anything that you really want to call out. So maybe you have 3 main practice areas, so each practice area could go there. Or you could leave it as is, just anything that you would really want to call out that's high up on the page to help people find those pages easier. This is a great design if you are all about leads and inquiries, because the contact form is as high up on the page pretty much as you can get, and that should prompt users to contact you more through the form. Now, you can change things. Instead of just calling it online contact form, you can make it more of a call to action. You know, maybe you offer free consultations, or you're available 24/7, 365. So you can sort of tailor all of the text to, again, make it more what your firm makes your firm unique and different. This next design is where we can feature news on your homepage. So not only can you have striking photos and rotating messages that lead into pages of your site, but below that you can have your main text and then recent news. So anytime you add something to your blog, the most recent news will always show up on your homepage. So again, that gives you fresh content, and it allows the user to access that news quickly. The next design is the 3-column layout. So again, if you really needed to maximize that real estate and that space under the photo area, you could have your intro text, your practice area list, and a contact form there. That really maximizes that space in its entirety. This is a design where we could feature the people of your firm. So again, if you save money on getting an essential site versus a custom design, maybe you can take that money and spend it on getting some great custom photography, something where, you know, candid shots of people working in your office, or group shots, people interacting, maybe some action shots, or just some great bio shots that we could rotate the people in this area that are really the leaders in your firm and have them introduce themselves through the website before anybody even contacts you. They can also lead to the bio pages as well. So we offer a free logo with all our Essentials websites, and what this does is it just gives you a little bit more of that brand enhancement. So you could pick any one of these logos, and there's more to choose from on lawfirmessentials.com/logos. And basically, you can envision just swapping out the names or the firm name in any one of these. Some of them have initials, some of them just have the firm name. But you can go to the website and see all of the different logos that you can choose from. And again, it's free with one of the websites. We can help you pick one of these logos to match the design that is the best for you as well. So we really want to make sure that the styles match up. So you can speak to Andrew, our expert Essentials consultant, and he can advise you, or the creative team can help as well. All right, so all of this sounds great. You love everything. you could really see this working for you and really see leveraging one of our new Essentials designs. How do you sign up? All right, here's a step-by-step process. First of all, you can relax. If you didn't get all the information in this webinar and you have more questions, you can get a free consultation with our Essentials expert, Andrew. He's awesome. He can walk you through everything. He's done so many Essentials sites that he knows the ins and outs and what works best and what doesn't. I'm also available if anybody needs to discuss what design would work best for them or what logo would match what design. We're here to help too. So call him, 954-523-2181, or shoot him an email. Once you talk to him and you really get a sense of how this could work for you, sign up and submit your contract. We'll need your content and any artwork files that you think you might still want to use. Maybe you have some really great photos that you want us to integrate. And then also choose a design. Next step is the site development, which takes about 2 weeks once all the deliverables are received. That's actually really fast compared to a lot of other companies and our custom platform. And then launch your new site, and most important, receive continued support from our team and ongoing maintenance. So we are here. We do same-day edits to your site. If you need to add a bio but you forget how, Andrew is here and he will get it done the same day that you call. So that concludes our webinar. Again, learn more at lawfirmessentials.com or call Andrew or email him, andrew@paperstreet.com. I'm going to unmute anybody for questions. Okay, everybody is unmuted. If anybody would like to ask any questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you. All right, that concludes our webinar. Thank you so much for joining us, and check us out at lawfirmessentials.com.